Groove. Come journey with us through the rhythm of the music business with your host, Jackie Bertoni.
Welcome, everybody. This is Jackie Bertoni. You're tuned into Jackie's Groove on a special broadcast on April 2nd, 2016. Today's Saturday. Hey, everybody, what's going on? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Waiting for my guest, Latin jazz percussionist, Escovedo, to come online here. We got a full day ahead of us, actually 1 hour ahead of us, to talk about the Escovedo family, what's going on in Paris's career. And we'll be notified here momentarily when he arrives. But for the meantime, I'm going to bring on my cohort, my partner in crime, Mr. Buenaventura, Mr. Tino Buenaventura. Tino, say hi to everybody out there.
Yeah. This is Florentino from the Changing Stage Radio Show. I just had an episode just a minute ago, and I'm glad that we're back to back, Mr. Jackie Bertoni.
Just heard you, brother. I enjoyed it. It's a very, very informative, as with all of our shows here on Intertalk Radio. Basically giving the listeners the complete vibe of what it's like to be in this crazy thing we call the music industry, and also, too, with tech talk and branding and the like. So definitely, everybody out there, please check in to intertalkradio.com. Follow us also on Facebook. You can follow myself, Jackie Bertoni, that's Bertone on Facebook. Everything's got to do with Jackie's Groove and the amazing shows that we have coming up. I'm proud to say we're booked up until the end of August already, so it's getting a little bit out of hand, but a good out of hand, that is.
Yeah, well, there's just so many people for you that you know that you can talk to that are just amazing players in this business. We were kind of talking about that on my show with Tim Dolbear, who's going to be starting his show. He's going to be after yours, man. So he's got some big shoes to fill coming in after yours. And Tim Dolbear's show is called Sound Experience, and it's all about what's going on in the studios, the experiencing the incredible players like yourself who are out there making this business happen. And we were talking about this being a way for us to contribute back to the music industry, because we're trying, it's a crazy world, right? This is a crazy world out there with everything, and I think that it's important for us to try to do what we can. I mean, that's one of the things I loved about you when I first met you, is that you were about paying it forward, man. You were and returning that. You work with so many incredibly talented people that are new into business, like Midnight Satellites or Joanna Pearl, who are incredible talents, but they're young. They haven't experienced everything that you've experienced, and you've been able to pass that back. I think that's amazing, sir.
Yeah, but remember, I was young at one time also, and I had my mentors.
You're still young, man. You're still a young man, baby.
That could be a hit, man, by a group called the Tower of Power.
Who you started with?
I also want to share with the listeners out there to, do yourselves a favor and take Jackie's Groove and Intertalk Radio on the go, and you can please feel free to download our free application on iTunes and Google Play, Android. Just simply type in Intertalk Radio. That's Intertalk and the second word radio, and download us and take us on the go with you. Great streaming, and I just think amazing programming. We're going to take this industry by storm. As I said earlier in my shows, the whole concept, the whole vibe of Internet Talk Radio is going to get stronger and stronger and stronger. I mean, there's only two things on your dashboard, and that is terrestrial radio, which is kind of by the wayside, and also Sirius XM, I should say. And then with us coming up, the free streaming of amazing show and clear broadcasting, and we're very excited about it. I think we're on the cusp of something that's going to be really, really huge, and something that's going to be really huge, Tino, coming up this coming Monday, April the 4th, at 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. I'm actually proud and privileged and honored to have my dear friend that we've shared the studio together. We haven't seen each other in person, but our names have crossed the paths of liner notes over the years. My dear friend, the most recorded drummer in the history of music, Mr. John J.R. Robinson. I mean, with the likes of Madonna and Michael Jackson. You got to tune in, because every song that we're going to be playing on this interview is something that has been in your your history, your music history, the soundtrack of your life, and you're going to be amazed.
Yeah.
And so we've got that coming up, and we've got many more. Do you want to kind of add in what else we got coming up there, Tino?
Yeah, we have a Mr. Paris Escovedo of the amazing Escovedo family right now on the line. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it back to you, Mr. Jackie Bertoni, to interview your amazing guest, because I like saying the word amazing. Here you go, sir.
We're going to get up a little bit funky and a little bit Latin in this thing. Everybody, I want you to welcome my studio guest today. I want you to welcome him with open ears and open arms. And he's from an amazing musical family, a history-making family, the Escovedos. And who I'm talking about right now is my musical brother, my fellow percussionist. Please welcome Mr. Paris Escovedo. Paris, welcome to Jackie's Groove.
Hey, Jackie, how are you? Thank you for having me today.
Brother, you know what? We talked about this at NAMM in January, and we finally put it together, and we actually made a special broadcast. Usually my show is on 2 o'clock on Mondays, but we felt to be apropos to bring our brother Paris up and talk a little short turnaround here, an hour show, and so we're going to have a good time. So we gotta chop it up, Paris. We got to move forward here. So I'm going to get right into it, man. Of all the interviews that you've done, they've been cookie cutter. With that difference between those interviews and Jackie's Groove, it's basically like Paris and Jackie sitting in the backyard having a glass of wine and a cigar. So with that said, go ahead and light up, and I'm going to ask a couple questions. I know a lot about you, but the listeners may not know. You were born and raised in Oakland, California. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, you're right. You're very right.
And you and when was that? And when did you start playing percussion, or was it percussion, or was it drums? I mean, God knows the Escovedo family touches everything. Whatever they touch, it goes gold.
Well, I was born in 1965 and in Oakland, and I started playing, I guess just banging coffee cans, really, at the age of about 5 or 6. And, I used to go to the rehearsals and stuff with my dad when he was with Santana at the Fillmore and bang the cases and stuff. I think that's when I discovered my love for drumming.
Not to mention your father's name is Coke Escovedo, the great Coke Escovedo.
Right, thank you. Yes, and I just, loved banging, making noise. I don't know if my mother liked it, but I know I liked it.
Bottom line.
Yeah, bottom line, I became a percussionist. I played drums, snare drums in high school, marching band, jazz band. That's when my love for music just kept growing and growing.
I said earlier about, in my standard question, how many musicians are in the family or what musicians are in the family. But let's talk about your father, Coke. Let's talk about your Uncle Peter. And let's talk about your cousin, Peter Michael. And let's talk about Sheila and, and what it's like to be part of that amazing musical lineage.
Okay, yeah. I mean, my father, was Coke Escovedo, and he was one of the pioneers of the Bay Area sound, and ushered in a lot of the great Latin artists, like Tito Rodriguez and Tito Puente,
right?
Celia Cruz. They all knew each other, and he brought them to the Bay Area when so. My Uncle Pete, of course, was my dad. They had the Escovedo Brothers band,
right,
along with my Uncle Phil. Phil Escovedo played bass. So, I mean, we grew up in the music, and it just, escalated with all of us kids,
That next generation, correct. And speaking of next generation, Paris, do you have any children of your own that you know of?
Yes, I do. I have a daughter. Her name is Melody Escovedo. She's
How old
beautiful.
Is that young lady?
She's talented. Yes, I remember. I think you met her at NAMM.
Yes, you're right. I do apologize.
Right. Yeah. So she's beautiful. She's a musician, producer. She's very talented writer. So. She's just moving on too, continuing the legacy of,
the Escovedo clan, exactly. And Paris, let me ask you a question. We all are, intertwined in our own kind of a vibe, and we've all had mentors, and we've all had inspirations growing up. Who were your musical influences other than your family growing up?
I think that, I mean, when I grew up, I was listening to people like Howard Johnson.
Cool.
Prince, The Time, Earth, Wind, and Fire, and of course Santana and stuff like that. But, I mean, I just loved, like, bands like Chicago, horns. I really was really fascinated with the horn sound bands, And
I'm right there with you,
live.
man.
Yeah, just a real live, great, feel-good song. My dad used to always say that there was nothing that a horn or a bass song that could make it could just make you feel better if you had a problem. You know what I mean?
Stomp on the feet, baby. Absolutely.
Yeah, you put on that old good song. Yeah.
Yeah, especially growing up in that Bay Area when you have that surrounding sounds of the Tower of Power and the Latin fills of Malo and Sapo and so on. And we're going to pick that up on the next segment. So just really keep that station tuned on called Jackie's Groove. This is Jackie Bertoni. We will be back here after the short message, and we're going to go into segment 2, and we're going to pick this up with my studio guest today, Mr. Paris Escovedo. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss what's coming up.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Thank you for listening to WS Radio. Improve your business and your life with useful information from experts and thought leaders. WS Radio is radio with ROI.
The richness of your life is reflected in the shimmering elegance found at Diolune Design. One-of-a-kind jewelry and pieces from Cynthia Dillon in silver and gold help to express your unique personality. The flowing designs of her creations will empower the way you move throughout your day. Join us online at DIOLUNdesigns.com.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Moe's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit moesguitars.com or their Facebook page. MOZEguitars.com, 619-698-1185.
In the military, things can change in an instant. At Navy Mutual Aid Association, we understand because it's our life too. That's why our dedication to serving the life insurance needs of our military veterans and their families is unrivaled. Navy Mutual offers superior life insurance protection without military service restrictions and limitations. A single focus on providing the peace of mind military families are looking for. That's what we do. Navy Mutual, insuring those who serve. Call 800-628-6011 or go to NavyMutual.org.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, CEO and founder of VinVillage.com and the Wine and Dine Show on VinVillage Radio. Do you have a wine, event, product, or service to promote? Then contact VinVillage.com to reach thousands of wine lovers across the country. VinVillage connects like-minded wine enthusiasts with unique and exclusive wines, events, products, and services. To learn more, contact us on VinVillage.com. VinVillage is where wine lovers connect. Hi, this is Rob Barnett, VinVillage.com, where wine lovers connect. Be sure to tune in weekly to VinVillage Radio for exclusive, in-depth interviews with the who's who in wine and food.
Journey with us through the rhythm of the music business with your host, Jackie Bertoni.
Yeah, those are the sounds, the más suave grooves of my guest today, Mr. Paris Escovedo, and a song called Eres Tú. Paris, tell me about the genesis of that song, man. Give me the background of that.
A song is a song written by my good friend, producer Jimmy Seven Gonzalez, and it's a song about loving a particular woman, that you're in love with, and just giving, putting her on a pedestal, and showing, what the Latino woman is about,
La Reina.
Yes.
Absolutely. Let me ask you a question, brother. I know you as a fellow timbalero, but the listeners out there, what else does Paris groove with? Are you strictly a timbale player, a percussionist? Do you play trap set? Share with us.
I haven't played traps in a while, but I do play. And I play a little bit of guitar, keyboards, and I write.
When you ask yourself that question also, let me jump in here itself. If you didn't play percussion, what instrument would you find yourself playing? Bass? What would you find yourself?
Trumpet.
Really?
I played trumpet in high school too, and I really loved the trumpet. I wish I would have stuck with it more, but when my lips started getting bigger and bigger, I said, that doesn't look very good with the ladies, big old ladies.
Well, nowadays, actually, it's a plus, isn't it?
I don't know. It just got swollen all the time. I was like, man, I can't. But, I had braces at the time, so, braces would get caught on the lips and stuff.
I was there with you on that, brother. God, I can always tell you, untangling my braces from football and such. But you know what, though? We had to do what our parents wanted us to do, and that's the bottom line. And speaking about, parents and were they supportive in your choice to go forward in the music career itself, or did they try to talk you out of it, or I guess that would be sacrilegious to even say that?
Well, let's put it this way: when I was 5, I got my first set of timbales from Tito Puente. My dad came off tour and said, "Hey, Tito got some drums for you," and he brought them over. And my mom said, "Wait a minute, he doesn't want to play. We don't want him to play. I don't want that for him. Growing up."
Right.
And I remember she threw him out the door.
Really?
I started crying and saying, "No, wait a minute, I want to be like my dad. I want to play." You know, and I can remember saying those words. I want to be like my dad. I was like 5 or 6. I was like, "No, I want those. I want to be like Daddy."
Right.
And as I got older, she understood that it was in the blood. It was in the DNA.
Absolutely.
You know, so she just embraced it, and she supported everything that I've done musically. So, you know, my dad was supportive, and later on in life when he started getting sick, you know, he told me, if you're going to continue, you know, do it, and don't do it, you know, half-heartedly. Do it with all your heart and soul.
Absolutely.
You know, so I think that they've been really supportive. You know, and I think if my father was still here, he would be even more supportive and excited.
Brother, he's shining down.
Playing,
He's shining down his music.
Together.
He's shining his musical love down on you, man. You know, and speaking about musical love, let's talk about the Paris Escovedo project. What's coming up for you on that?
Hello?
Are you there? Can you hear me? Do we have a technical glitch going on here? Paris, can you hear me, brother? Did we lose you?
You know, I guess we it looks like we lost Paris. He's still connected, but there's no sound coming out. We're going to try to reconnect with him here. It's been a great interview, man. I love that story about his parents.
Hello?
Was just, yeah, can you hear me, Jackie?
I'm here.
Oh, are you there, Paris? Hello, Paris? Yeah, sometimes these phones are
Calling back?
crazy.
Paris, can you hear me, brother?
I think Paul's going to try to connect with him there. I think he's having some technical difficulties on that end. We have.
Can you imagine, though, Tino, growing up in the Escovedo family and having to follow in the footsteps of his great uncle Pete and his father Coke,
Yeah,
and then of course, his cousin Sheila, who everybody knows, Sheila E. She's a household name, and hopefully we'll be blessed to bring her on the show, sometime in the near future.
Yeah.
But I can only imagine how crazy that must be. I'm hearing the phone in the background ringing, so hopefully that's going to be.
Yeah. That's. I think phones, man. That's how phones are nowadays. It's just kind of funny.
You can put a man on the moon.
I think we're back here.
Are you there, Paris, brother?
Yeah, sorry about it. We dropped it.
No worries, man. They could put a man on the moon, but they can't get a phone to stay lit between two people. I was asking you about the Paris Escovedo project. What's coming up in store for that?
Well, the Paris Escovedo project was the first record. Now I have this Paris Escovedo, and the band. I have the band behind me, and this new record that we have is just amazing. It has so many great, talented musicians on it, and we're about to drop it. I don't know when, but we'll be soon, and we're just really excited. We're going to do the first single video, April 24th, shooting the first video.
Very cool.
And in Los Angeles, and we're looking forward to it.
I better get that invite, brother. I want to come down and see how it's done.
Yes, you should come down on April 24th. We make a cameo.
That's very cool. I like to see the background, how that thing is. Just like anything else, how things start in the raw form of recording, and then when it touches the magical hands of the engineers, the producers, etc., then it comes out to be this glitzy, glamorous thing at the end result. And and speaking of glitz and glamour and so on, let me ask you this question: and your family aside, who is the coolest artist, musician that you've ever hung out with, or you met in person?
I would think a good friend, Speech, from Arrested Development.
Really? Talk about that.
He's just such a positive brother. His music is very positive, has positive messages to the youth, to the world. I like being and centering myself around positive people.
Absolutely.
And and energy. So when I had the opportunity to perform with them and tour with them overseas and several other places, it just was just a dream for me, because I was a big fan of Arrested Development growing up. And when I had the opportunity, it just I was just like in heaven, because the music, his whole personality, his character, to me was a blessing, and it was really cool to hang out with them.
And it filled your soul, man. That's the main thing itself. It brings you back, and it kind of trips you up when the fact is that these were people that you listened to, and now you can actually call them friends. And we're going to talk about so much more itself with the on the next segment. Can't believe it, we're moving by already, going on to segment 3 of this 1-hour interview with my in-studio guest, Mr. Paris Escovedo. And Paris, we're going to chop it up some more. We want to find out more about what drives you, what motivates you, what type of music that you find yourself listening to as you're cruising down the street, or if you're kicking back at the house. And I want to know about that. I want to know if it's all about Latin music, if it's about funk, soul, rock. I was surprised when I did my interview with Tito Puente Jr. a couple weeks ago that he was a thrash metal drummer growing up, and we'll talk more about that also, which kind of blows me out of the water itself. So stick around. We'll be back for segment number 3 here on Jackie's Groove. This is Jackie Bertoni. You don't want to go anywhere. We're going to be chopping it up a little bit more with my guest today, Mr. Paris Escovedo. Stay tuned. You don't want to go anywhere.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
On the internet, your business's reputation can be unjustly destroyed in an instant. Don't wait for that to happen. Building and marketing your 5-star reputation can increase your business by as much as 19%. Take control of your reputation and have the 5-star reputation you deserve with Reputation Marketing Solutions by DSI Development. Become the go-to company by visiting 5starrepmarketing.com. The number 5starrepmarketing.com.
Has your business been appified? Are you tired of doing marketing that doesn't deliver results? Mobile apps build loyalty and quality retention. Your app from UPG Mobile puts your business on their mind and at their fingertips. UPG Mobile will give you a custom app highlighting how you are unique, targeting your message, and improving your open rates. Appify your business and amplify your presence with your customers at upgmobilemarketinggroup.com.
One person has the power to change the world, impact millions of lives, and leave a legacy for lifetimes to come. That person is you. In the New York Times bestseller, What is Your What? Steve Olsher, award-winning author and founder of the Reinvention Workshop, reveals his proven process that has helped thousands of men and women discover, share, and monetize the one thing they were born to do. Grab your free copy now at www.whatisyourwhat.com/free. That's www.whatisyourwhat.com/free.
Take a break from politics. Tune in and learn something. WS Radio shows are worth your time and are filled with tips and advice. Add us to your lunch routine, and we'll give you a meal for your mind.
This is Bill Gruber with BizVid Communications, a Southern California video production leader. We've been honored to sponsor, produce, write, and host many of the fine programs on WS Radio over the years. So we understand how important the internet and your website exposure are. As video producers, we know the tricks and secrets to incorporate video to increase your search engine optimization and business success. Visit bizvidcommunications.com to see what we can do for you. BIZVID communications.com.
Come journey with us through the rhythm of the music business with your host, Jackie Bertoni.
Yeah, welcome back, everybody. That is the sounds of my guest today at Jackie's Groove. This is Jackie Bertoni, and we are talking to the legendary timbale player, percussionist, Mr. Paris Escovedo. And before we continue on, I want to take a couple seconds here, and I want to give a big shout out to our other shows here on the Intertalk Radio Network. We're definitely your entertainment and insider and the leading voice of music talk. And speaking of music talk, let's talk about our other shows, such as The Changing Stage, Girls Talk Rock, Music Gear Talk, Radio Bandiego, and May the Best Brand Win. Just to start, we've got so many more shows coming up in the very near future. So, again, you can check into intertalkradio.com and follow us, and also follow our great sponsors, such as Pitbull Audio, and that would be all the boys at Pitbull Audio. They are. You can visit them at www.pitbullaudio.com. Calvin Lee and the Motley Crew there, where they just want you to play it loud. And also to our friends at Show Slinger, at showslinger.com, and also somebody that I'm sure Parrish has used. I know I've used over my career, Studio Instrument Rentals, SIR. And you can visit them at www.sir-usa.com for everything backline, everything for rehearsal. These are the people that make it happen in the industry itself. And people, speaking of people who make it happen, let's talk more about my guest, Paris Escovedo. Paris, when we left off, we talked about, what you love to play and so on and so forth. Let me just ask you this question. If I was to hijack your car or your iPod and I press play, what would I be hearing? What do you listen to?
Well, first let me say you better not take my car, but you can take my iPad.
Absolutely.
No. My CD player right now, I have this new group called Tuxedo that I'm really infatuated with. They got this old school sound, but I listen to everything from Dr. Dre. Sometimes I'll listen to J. Moss. Little gospel, Kirk Franklin.
Right.
At home I have this CD that my wife bought me for Christmas, and it's called Songs from Cuba. And it just has all these boleros and traditional chants and stuff like that I'm just love playing in the morning, smoking my cigar, and it's just a beautiful array of songs. So
now your background, you are Mexican and Puerto Rican. Correct me if I'm wrong.
We're Mexican, and my grandfather was Jewish.
Ah.
And on the other side of the family, we have a Puerto Rican side of the family too. So
that's a crazy combination all the way around. And speaking of craziness itself, we all have our rituals that we do before we walk on that stage or we walk in the studio. Is there any special preparation or ritual that you have before your gig, or that you get yourself ready for the task at hand? What is that?
Well, I pray, that God controls my hands.
I dig it. Yes.
And just with our, we always get together as a group, and that's one of the beautiful things about forming this new band. And even with the other band too, I made it a ritual that we all get together before a show. We pray, say, God, take control of our hands, our minds, our voices, our feet, and let us portray a great image to people. And if we can inspire somebody, then we've done our job, and that's what it's about, is if you can inspire, touch somebody's soul, and this, from playing, that's what it's about. You don't do it to just do it. You do it. You don't do it for the money, really. I mean, you really do it so you can inspire somebody else. I've had so many people come up to me and say, "Hey, I stopped playing in the San Francisco Philharmonic for many years, and I miss it. And now that I saw you play, you inspired me to go back." And I was like, "Go back, go do it." That's what it's about.
Again, man, if you can inspire one person, make one person smile, man, that's the whole idea of this thing we call the music business. I love my instrument. People go to a show, they can see a guitar player, a bassist, a drummer, and so on. But us as percussionists, it's our magical specialty. It's our duty to turn that audience into the RCA dog by offering different sounds and that they wouldn't normally hear. And that, what I mean by the RCA dog, that kind of the head tilting, and they finally realizing, hey, that is the instrument that's making these really cool sounds. That's adding to the groove. And there's something just as simple as a shaker. That is the mainstay of any recording or anything that's on stage itself. So let me ask you this other question. It's we all inspire to be inspired. But let's ask you this question. When was the first time, I want you to think about this, when you first heard yourself on the radio? Do you remember where you were? Have you heard yourself on the radio? And what were you feeling at that time?
Oh, let's see. I can't even remember where I was. Probably, I think I was at home. And I remember feeling that, wow, that's my song, you know what I mean? And all the work that you do from production to creating the song, writing the lyrics, horn lines or whatever you were writing, charts, whatever, to recording it in the studio, mixing it, mastering it, getting it pressed on the CD, to it finally getting to its full fruition and getting on a radio. That's a huge.
That's a task in itself. I understand that, man.
Yeah, so it's like, so when you finally hear it, you're like, that's the payoff. You know what I mean? That's the payoff. It feels like you've.
Don't you like? I don't care if you're a sideman on somebody else's album, but your own album. Don't you love that feeling of cracking open that CD and pulling out the liner notes and seeing your name emblazed in print itself? To this day, in 30 years of my career, I never get tired of, again, looking at those liner notes. And it's a sad situation because the music business has changed dramatically, and it's actually quite upsetting. As I've spoken to a lot of the other interviewees that I've done on the show, on iTunes, a lot of the artists now are allowing you or giving you the bonus option to actually download not only the music but also the liner notes. And as I said before, that whole vibe of what it sounds like when you go into its raw form, and you can put down the most amazing instruments and grooves, but you certainly hope that it makes the actual CD when it comes out. You can do the best work possible, but if it's not on the CD, obviously the production company didn't like it that much. So, and that's what we're going to talk about too coming up. This again, it's a very crazy business. I remember my first paying gig, and I'm going to ask you about your first paying gig, if you're remembering, and moreover, how much that was, and where was it, and and your overall feeling about the music business as a whole, Paris. I mean, do you feel it's going to be? I want to be positive. I feel it's eventually going to come back around. We have to get album sales back on top, and as we get older, it's tough to be, cruising this world to feed our families by touring itself. So let's keep our fingers crossed and throw it up to the good Lord above, and let's hope that it does come back, in its full form. Maybe I'm living a pipe dream, maybe I'm not. And speaking of dreams and so on, we all dream to be this incredible entertainer that we are, and through that comes endorsements. And when we come back, I want to talk about who fills the stage. We talked about your Tito Puente Timbales originally. We're going to find out who endorses Paris Escovedo. Are the endorsements hard to hold on to? Are you thankful who you've got? Your eyes open for other companies? We just finished up with the NAMM show. I don't know about you, but I get bombarded by other companies wanting me to come join them. It's not going to happen. I'm like a dog. I'm loyal to the very end. So when we come back on this next segment, Paris, go ahead and put your thinking cap on. We're going to talk about the music business as a whole. We're going to talk about your musical endorsements. We're going to give shout-outs. We're going to find out where we can stalk and hunt down the infamous Paris Escovedo and everything that encompasses your career. So with that said, stay tuned for segment number 4 out of this amazingly fast 1-hour interview with my studio guest, Paris Escovedo. We'll be right back. This is Jackie Bertoni, and this is Jackie's Groove. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
On the internet, your business's reputation can be unjustly destroyed in an instant. Don't wait for that to happen. Building and marketing your 5-star reputation can increase your business by as much as 19%. Take control of your reputation and have the 5-star reputation you deserve with Reputation Marketing Solutions by DSI Development. Become the go-to company by visiting 5starrepmarketing.com. The number 5starrepmarketing.com.
Attention business owners. Does it feel like your business owns you? See if you qualify for a free 90-minute business coaching session to help you build a business, not a job. During this free 90-minute strategic consultation, one of our senior coaches will help you map out the best way to grow your company and get your life back. To learn more, go to MauiMasterminds.com/scale now. That's MauiMasterminds.com/scale now.
I raised $8,000 to build schools for South African children.
After realizing how many people go hungry in San Diego, I now volunteer at a food pantry.
I'm spending the next year doing volunteer projects across 3 countries and helping in ways they designate to be the most helpful.
The World Link program at the Joan B. Kroc Institute for Peace and Justice recognizes the potential of youth as agents of social change. Learn how you can help youth become a generation of leaders in action at peace.sandiego.edu.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Moe's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit moesguitars.com or their Facebook page. mozeguitars.com, 619-698-1185.
Which sandwich is healthy and tasty? Which sandwich can come on bread or in a bowl? Which sandwich comes 51 different ways, so it's always your way? A which sandwich. Stop into our shop in Hazard Center. We're upstairs from the Hazard Center Digiplex. Bring in your movie ticket. We will add a free drink and chips to your sandwich order. Or order online at whichwich.com and we will have it ready and waiting. WHICH, WICH. Whichwich.com.
Jackie's Groove. Come journey with us through the rhythm of the music business with your host, Jackie Bertoni.
Since the first time I seen you, girl, all I wanted to do was please you. Since the first time that I seen you, girl.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Jackie Bertoni. You're tuned into Jackie's Groove on a special Saturday broadcast with my guest, Mr. Paris Escovedo. Paris, welcome back, brother. And what is the genesis of that song we just heard and the vocalist? Talk to me about that tune.
That song is a song that was written again with myself and Seven Gonzalez, and the female vocalist is a duet. Seven is singing on it, and I believe the girl is Bella, who's a vocalist around town, Orange County, and amazing.
Yeah, man, it's very, very cool. It's got that. It's definitely got that old school sound. That kind of that vibe of. I would say in the late '80s, that kind of a cool thing. Then without that Milli Vanilli kind of a vibe, I'm talking about that solid kind of a groove like your backyard barbecue music, and I'm digging it, man, for the lack of a better word. And also talking about support and and inspiration. We all have that support and information, and not everything runs on its own. And let me just tell you, sitting behind the mic interviewing my friends on the radio show, I mean, a 2-hour interview, 1-hour interview. It wears me out, and so, and I'm not doing it all by myself. I'm going to bring online right now one of my partners again. He's the one in the studio right now, shoveling the the coal into this in this inferno to keep this big ship moving. Called Jackie's Groove, and I want to welcome to the show right now my dear friend, the CEO of Intertalk Radio. Please welcome Mr. Florentino Buenaventura. Florentino, say hi to Paris. Paris, say hi to Florentino.
Hey, what's up, Mr. Paris?
How are you?
I'm good, sir, man. Good to hear you on air with Mr. Jackie Bertoni here. With that intro, man, I felt like I needed to put on a cape like James Brown there, Jackie. It's always awesome to hear, how things start. It's kind of your story about your mom not being too happy about the percussion from Tito Puente was pretty classic, brother. That's awesome. But I'm glad Mom didn't win that one. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Thank you. Paris, can you share with us some of the ways that people can find out about you? Because this, our network is all about the musicians. We're all musicians here. We all want to pay it back to the community, pay it forward as well. To see this industry flourish like it once was. It's not quite where it was. It's going through some transitions, but we want people to know how players like you make it happen, and then how to get in touch with you.
Yeah, you can go to www.parisescovedomusic.com, which is my website, and you can also go to Facebook, Paris Escovedo Facebook, and also another Paris Escovedo band on Facebook. You can go to Twitter, Paris Escovedo, Instagram, Paris Escovedo. And so
so many ways.
We're all over.
Yeah.
You can go to Google. Go to Google, YouTube, so I'm all over.
Send up some smoke signals. Paris will answer. It's all good. It's all good. Hey, brother, I got one last question before I pass it back to Mr. Jackie. Because obviously your band is out there playing live, doing it and making it happen. Are you playing? Where are some of the places you're playing at? Where can people come out and see your group?
I'm actually be playing April the 24th in a city called El Sereno. It's Los Angeles, but it's El Sereno, and it's a park called Ascot Park, and it's for the Kite Festival. Or it's a family event. They fly your kite. You got to fly a kite. They have all kinds of stuff, crafts and food and face painting for the kids, and then they have live entertainment. And I will be headlining the festival at, I think, 2:00.
Yeah, brother.
And so
hopefully we see you down.
It's beautiful.
So hopefully we see you down here in San Diego, man. I think people would really dig it. There's a big resurgence of horn bands down here. We're starting to see some really good ones. I know Jackie went out and seen one of the ones over in his area. That's a Chicago tribute. I know. So I got some good friends that are doing a Tower Power tribute. A few of the Tower Power tributes around the area, and then of course, just great horn bands in general that are just doing it. Doing original stuff as well.
It's absolutely, man. Everything old is definitely new again. And Paris, on this gig coming up on the 24th, how big of a band are you bringing on stage with you?
I have 8-piece.
Wow. That's and it's specializing in any covers at all, or it's going to be all original tunes?
It'll be a mixture of both. I do always do a segment in the middle of the show in my set where I give back. And I do a few of my dad's tunes.
Very cool.
I do a few of Azteca tunes, and then I do all my rest of my originals. And once in a while, we'll do a little Shaka Khan because my lead vocalist is amazing, and she will blow your socks off. And so she got that old school Joss Stone type of funky soul voice, so she can kill it. So we do a little bit of that to please the crowd,
Hey, Paris, give a shout out for the people that lace your stage with equipment. Who are you endorsed by? Go ahead and say a quick shout out to the guys that are filling your stage with love.
Of course, I'm with Tycoon Percussion. My good friend George Mamacet is over there and brought me there. I've been there many years already, so I love Tycoon. I'm with Vic Firth. I just signed with Vic Firth. I was with Wiggle Tip for many years, and just decided it was time to move forward a little bit. And went to Vic Firth, and I love the new product they have for me and stuff. And just like you, I'm Supernatural Cymbals, but I'm looking for another cymbal. So anybody cymbals out there, let me know. I'm with Berg Hume's cases. I'm with Remo, heads. So. I'm just blessed. Like you you have a lot of people come to you as well. And
absolutely.
Everybody wants us to be, a part of their product and family and promote and use their product. And it's just a blessing to me you be able to get that. I always tell the young kids that are playing, work hard.
Absolutely, that's all you can do. Paris, I'm going to cut you off here, brother, because we've got that clock winding down. You're going to be hearing the music here pretty soon. Everybody, check out Paris Escovedo. Support local music. Again, follow his leads. Look for him. Stalk him. Promote him as much as you can. And Paris, I'm going to ask you if you know of any friends of yours that can benefit from Jackie's Groove. Please let me know. Let them know. And if you have any questions for me, please drop me an email at interviews@jackiesgroove.com. Visit us at intertalkradio.com and also jackiesgroove.com. Thanks for showing up, everybody, on this special broadcast. Brother Paris, thank you so much. Love to the family. And please join us on this coming Monday with the world's most recorded drummer in history, Mr. John J.R. Robinson. This is Jackie Bertoni from Jackie's Groove. We are signing off. Have a blessed weekend, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Progressive Medical.
Hey, this is Heidi Rue, and you know, Progressive Medical Center has literally changed my life and my health, but I'm not the only one. Adele suffered from bone deterioration, bone overgrowth, profound muscle discomfort, physical exhaustion, and mental fog. In fact, the bone deterioration becomes so serious that she had to have back surgery. Well, after the surgery, she still didn't feel well, and so that's when she heard about Progressive Medical Center. Progressive Medical Center discovered that her adrenals weren't working properly, her hormones were out of whack, and the drugs she had been taking were doing more harm than good. Adele came into Progressive Medical Center in a walker, physically and mentally exhausted. But now she's a world traveler. She hikes and walks several miles a day, and it's all thanks to Progressive Medical Center. 770-676-6000. 770-676-6000.
Progressive Medical. This is your life. Live it well.
Take a break from politics. Tune in and learn something. WS Radio shows are worth your time and are filled with tips and advice. Add us to your lunch routine, and we'll give you a meal for your mind.
Do you want to be a professional coach? Are you in business trying to make a real difference with people you manage or work with? Have you started a coaching practice that isn't quite getting off the ground? Get the skills you need to be a successful coach today with the Coaches Training Program from Accomplishment Coaching. The Coaches Training Program will show you how to help others focus and be more fulfilled. Whether you want to improve your company's bottom line or create a thriving coaching practice, Accomplishment Coaching can give you the distinctions and practices you need to coach others effectively today. Accomplishment Coaching has spent 6 years developing a cutting-edge coaches training program that will have you ready to coach people professionally in just 12 months, and you don't have to take time off work to do it. To find out more about the Coaches Training Program, just call 1-888-548-6813. That's 1-888-548-6813.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, VinVillage.com, where wine lovers connect. Be sure to tune in weekly to Vin Village Radio for exclusive, in-depth interviews with the who's who in wine and food.